So, what if I told you that saving the world from an alien invasion had nothing to do with lasers and spaceships, but everything to do with smiles, songs, and colorful clothes? Well, today we're going to jump into a wonderfully creative poem that completely reimagines what it really means to be a hero. Our source for all this is a really unique poem by Phil Moreland that just flips the classic alien abduction story completely on its head. It's not a story about conflict, it's a story about connection. And it all kicks off with a very familiar sci-fi problem. Right, so the story starts with a scene we all know. An alien alert goes out. But the response to this emergency, it's anything but typical. Yep, there's been an alien abduction right in the city, and people are starting to panic. Now, you're probably picturing fighter jets scrambling and some tough-as-nails general on a screen, right? But this story takes a very, very different turn. So instead of a military response, a totally different kind of team gets called into action. Let's meet the unconventional heroes of our story. And this is the absolute key. The world isn't being saved by an army or a squad of super soldiers. It's saved by a support team from a place called Shaftesbury. That one little word, support, it changes the entire dynamic of the story. So who are these Shaftesbury Guardians anyway? Let's meet this incredible team. I gotta tell you, their powers might surprise you. First up, we've got Phil, who also goes by Mr. Cool Dude. So what's his special ability? Well, it's probably not what you're expecting. This is just a perfect example of the poem's whole vibe. His superpower isn't destructive. It's an act of hospitality. He offers the aliens colorful clothes. He's disarming them with fashion. It's basically diplomacy with a smile. Next on the roster is Chris, also known as Captain Smiley, and his power is just as heartwarming as his name suggests. That's it. Seriously, that's his power. No force fields, no energy blasts. He just smiles at the aliens. Think about how disarming that is. In a moment of pure tension and fear, his superpower is just a simple, universal gesture of friendliness. Okay, next up we have Debbie Duck. Now, her power is a little bit of a mystery, but it's just as gentle as the others. The poem says she has special duck powers for protection. We don't really get all the details, but her purpose is crystal clear: to shield people from harm, not to cause it. Of course, every team needs a speedster, right? For the Shaftesbury Guardians, that person is Amir. So Emmer rides a supper bike, love that, with boosters. But notice the objective here. He uses his speed to catch the aliens, not to attack them. The whole goal is engagement, not combat. Now, this is just a fantastic title for a hero. Haley, the Kind Dragon Lady. It's such a perfect combination of strength and gentleness. Her power is to bring some order to the chaos, to get the aliens in line. But she does it all with kindness. She's not intimidating them. She's calming the whole situation with a gentle authority. Next up is Greg, who brings a completely different kind of power to the mission, the power of art. Greg's superpower is music. He gets everyone, aliens included, to start singing together. He's creating this moment of shared joy and expression, and it completely dissolves that us versus them barrier that usually defines these kinds of stories. And finally, we have Tina. Now, she shares a power with Haley, but she's the one who delivers the single most important line in the entire poem, clarifying the team's whole philosophy. So, like Haley, Tina helps bring order to the chaos, but her most important contribution is her perspective. She sees the aliens not as monsters, but as support people, just like them, who need help and understanding. And Tina's statement really gets to the heart of the poem's message. It's not just about quirky powers, it's about a really profound philosophy of care. The poem calls this whole philosophy support care, and Tina's words just capture it perfectly. I care about them and want to make sure they are safe. This isn't just a strategy for dealing with aliens, it's a powerful worldview. The contrast just couldn't be clearer. You know, traditional hero stories are all about fighting and smashing things. The Shaftesbury Guardians are about singing, smiling, and support. It's a radical and, honestly, a powerful reimagining of what heroism can be. So this wonderful poem leaves us with a pretty profound question. It challenges that whole idea that might makes right and suggests a different path. In a world that so often defaults to conflict, what if our greatest superpower isn't our strength, but our simple human capacity for care?